Hello. Happy Sunday on Ambiguity. As always, this is Taylor. Um, so this week's topic, we were talking about top surgery and like the experience slash our experience. So I'm just gonna be talking about my experience with it because I'm awful with dates. I'm almost like 8 months post-op for my revisions and almost a year and 10 months post-op for my actual top surgery. So I got a procedure done in July of 2015, and then my results shifted. I wasn't that much of a fan, so I got revisions done in August of 2016. So a little over a year later, my surgeon was super cool about it. Like, I'm not paying for it. I didn't pay for my revisions; they were covered. But so I started off with the first thing is I got informed consent for my top surgery. So what had happened with that was my doctor, my primary care, who does my hormones, all that stuff, started a like clinic, like kind of like a network of trans doctors. So when I was like, I'm looking at top surgery and don't know who to see because I was a little baby trans and I didn't know what I was doing, she was like, oh, we have a doctor in our practice who does top surgery, and he's fairly new, so his results aren't out there. You should schedule with him because you won't need a letter, and I could just refer you. So it's just informed consent. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That makes it easier on me, and I'm all about making things easier. So I was like down for it. So I went in maybe like a month or so later. I had my consult in May of 2015, and I mean March 2015, March. And super cool surgeon I had. He kind of went over what he would do, kind of drawed it out, just as like using like line, just like his finger to kind of show me what he'd do. Then insurance covered my surgery, so I submitted my claim. Well, they submitted it, and I kind of followed up a few times because the office was very like slow on that. So a few weeks later, I booked my surgery for June 29th, and it got moved around a bunch just because like things came up in his office, not my life. I was good with the 29th, but like so I ended up getting it bumped to July 1st, which I mean I was at home for break. I just really was working with a work schedule, so the I went in for the actual surgery. A lot of people have like pre-surgery or like pre-ops type thing, like pre-op visits. I don't think I had that. If I did, it was really early on versus like now, or like closer to the surgery date because it was also like an hour and a half out. But when I went for top surgery, I went in and they made the marks on my chest of like what they were gonna do. They had me stand up straight, and then they laid me down, took me in, and I got a double mastectomy. Um, I don't have any pictures to put up anywhere here, but like Tumblr, my Tumblr is a great place to find those. So Gentle Masculinity. I'd say I'd link some, but I'm really awful at putting links in my videos, so sorry, pals. But yeah, and then I woke up a couple hours later. Wasn't in a lot of pain at all. They wheeled me to my recovery room. I stayed overnight that time, just so because I did have drains in my sides, and they ended up taking them out that next morning because they're like, we could keep you overnight and like take the drains out in the morning, or we can let you go home with the drains and you can come back for your post-op. And I was like, no, we're getting these drains out. Like, I've heard so many stories about like fellow trans people getting top surgery, and they're like, the drains are the worst part. So I'm like, if I can get out of this, I would be golden. So I really had a painless recovery. Like, I really was not in pain at all. Everything came out easily. I didn't ask for pain meds like the day of until like I was going to bed, and like the nurses were like, why doesn't this guy need anything? And I was like, I can handle a I have a high pain tolerance, so that's just my story. That's my experience. But I waited till it healed, and I realized, oh my god, like, they're different sizes, the nipples are off. I was really paranoid about how I looked, and like that's always been something. But also, I was like in a curve of like maybe I should start working out type thing. So last like March came around, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna schedule an appointment with my doctor, my surgeon, because there are 3 things that really came to mind that I would like changed. So this is a story about how I got my revisions done. So I went to my doctor's office, or like my surgeon's office, because it's in the same town I'm at school in. And I walked in, and he's like, I see 3 things we need to change. And I was like, all right. And I already knew. It was one of my nipples was needed to be resized. One was bigger than the other, and I had a little bit of, like, they call them dog ears on the side that needed to be like knocked off a little bit. And he called every single one out. I was like, yep, 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 and yep. Yep, yep. There were only 3 that should have been, but I did 4, so there's only 3. So we booked an appointment for August, like a few days before I came back for school. And I went in, same deal. They put me on anesthesia. I was knocked out. I told them, please cover up my arms because I had tattoos that I did not want my father seeing. And they were like, oh, yeah, of course. I was like, I just want to remind you before I went under, like, out of conscious. But yeah, that was that was awful pain-wise. Like, I was in so much pain. Like, I was in much, much more pain than I was that time. And that was probably because there was already scarring there. But yeah, I'm super happy with how my results came out, like this time around versus the first time. One of my nipples is still a little oddly shaped, but at this point I'm like, I don't really care. I don't want to do this whole thing again. I really don't want to do it again. So I'm content, and I'm gonna build them and be happy with my chest. I'm like, can you see it in this camera? Let's do it. I'm gonna do a quick flash. There are scars, just a warning. So like that. That's how my chest looks right now. Also my tummy, but that's different. Yeah, I post a lot of shirtless pics on Tumblr, so that's like the best place to find them. But yeah, that's the topic. Updates. 2 weeks to go for school. I'm going to Brooklyn in 2 weeks, or I'll be in Brooklyn in 2 weeks. So that'll be fun. And then finals, and then I'm home, and then I start my internship. And I just want to sleep, but I work myself to death. But I worked today, I worked yesterday, and I work tomorrow. So it's all fun. I'm going to end this, though. I hope you all are doing well. As usual, my Tumblr, audition for our channel. Audition for our channel. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Hit anyone up on the channel. Hit our Facebook. We don't have a Facebook. Hit our Instagram. Hit our Tumblr. Hit my Twitter. Like, I don't care. But I hope you all have a cool week. I'll see you next Sunday. Cool. Bye.